Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been following the NFL landscape lately, you know that the NFC West is heating up, and there's a lot of buzz around the San Francisco 49ers. But what's really grabbing everyone's attention right now is what's happening behind the scenes. Rumors circulating about some major moves that could reshape not only the division, but also the entire conference. And it all centers around one of the NFL's most dynamic tight ends, George Kittle. Yes, you heard that right. The 49ers, despite their recent success, are in what's called buyer mode, and they're looking to shake things up, especially with a tight cap situation that's roughly between $23 to $26 million. That's a pretty tight squeeze, but it's enough to make some bold moves. So here's the scoop. The 49ers are reportedly in negotiations to trade George Kittle to the Kansas City Chiefs. And why would they do that? Well, the main reason is cap relief. The Niners are eyeing some strategic moves to free up around $14 million in cap space, which is crucial right now because of the season-ending injury to Nick Bosa, who tore his ACL. Bosa's absence leaves a huge hole on the defensive line, and the team is prioritizing youth and depth to fill that gap. Players like Ricky Pearsall, who's been out with a knee injury for about 6 weeks, are part of that rebuild. But what makes this trade so interesting is how it's not just about cap space, it's about strategic positioning for the future. The 49ers are looking to bolster their defense, especially their pass rush, while also adding some young talent to keep them competitive in the long run. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs, sitting pretty with a 5-0 record and a cap space of around $20 million, are stepping up to the plate. They're acquiring a top-tier tight end in Kittle, who's not only a fan favorite, but also one of the most versatile and productive tight ends in the league. Kittle is known for his YAC, yards after catch, being a true YAC monster, and he's been a critical part of the 49ers' offense since he was drafted in 2017. His stats speak volumes. In 2025, until September 15th, he's already caught 15 passes for 198 yards, averaging over 13 yards per reception with 3 touchdowns. His PFF receiving grade is an impressive 89.4, and he's forcing defenses to miss tackles, about 10 so far this season, and creating big plays after the catch. His run blocking is also top tier, with a grade of 85.2, helping open lanes for the running game. Kittle's career stats are staggering. Over 200 yards and 42 touchdowns, and he's consistently ranked among the best tight ends in the league in terms of EPA per target, which measures his efficiency and impact on the game. Now, the reason this trade is so significant goes beyond just the numbers. It's about the strategic shift happening in Kansas City. With Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, the Chiefs are always looking to maximize their offensive weapons, and adding a tight end like Kittle, who can excel in the red zone and create mismatches, is a game changer. Kittle's ability to gain yards after catch and his versatility, lining up both inline and in the slot, makes him a perfect complement to the Chiefs' offensive system. His red zone efficiency, with about 22% of his targets coming in that area, is elite, and the projection is that he could rack up close to 900 yards this season, boosting the Chiefs' aerial attack significantly. Pairing him with Travis Kelce could turn the Chiefs into an unstoppable tight end duo, creating nightmares for defenses. And it's not just about the offense. Defensively, the Chiefs are also making moves, aiming to improve their run defense, which has been a concern lately, allowing about 4.6 yards per carry. They are investing in their defensive line and secondary to stay atop the AFC and continue their quest for back-to-back Super Bowls. But let's talk a bit more about the 49ers. They're in a bit of a delicate situation cap-wise. They need to manage their resources carefully because of the injuries, and the need to extend key players like Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams. Their current offensive ranking is 11th in the league, averaging 27 points per game, which is solid but not spectacular. This comes after losing Brock Purdy for about 4 weeks due to a toe injury, and with Jones also questionable with a knee and oblique injury. The team is trying to keep its competitive edge while navigating these hurdles, but losing Bosa for the season is a blow that can't be ignored. That's why they're focusing on rebuilding their defensive line, trying to fill those gaps, and develop younger players like Ricky Pearsall, even if he's out for now. The idea is to create a more sustainable, flexible roster that can withstand injuries and keep competing at the highest level. Now, let's take a step back and analyze what this trade really means in the bigger picture. For the Chiefs, acquiring Kittle isn't just about adding a talented player, it's about elevating their entire offensive ranking, which currently sits at third in the league, averaging 35 points per game. Kittle, with his ability to rack up 900 yards and increase his yards per route by about 2-0, will reduce Mahomes' interception rate, which has been at 2 so far this season. Remember, Mahomes threw just 2 picks in 2025, but with Kittle's presence, that number could go even lower, making the Chiefs an even more formidable powerhouse. This move draws similarities to the Eagles' addition of Dallas Goedert in 2024, which increased their red zone efficiency by 16%. Pairing Kittle with Kels could create a nightmare scenario for defenses, 2 tight ends who are equally dangerous in the red zone, capable of both blocking and catching, forcing defenders to pick their poison. The impact on the defense is also noteworthy. The Chiefs are now allowing only about 16 points per game, ranking 4th in the league, thanks to their improved secondary and pass rush. With the added offensive firepower, the Chiefs could become even more dominant, especially in close games and playoff scenarios. And speaking of playoffs, odds makers have moved the Chiefs' Super Bowl odds from plus 350 to plus 200, reflecting the belief that this team is now even more serious about winning back-to-back titles. Kittle, as a red zone threat in cold playoff weather, could be the X factor that pushes Kansas City over the edge. His ability to make contested catches and create yards after catch will be crucial in tight playoff moments, especially against tough zone defenses like those the Chargers deploy, where deep completions are limited but YAC can make the difference. For the 49ers, this move signals a bit of a rebuild, especially on the defensive line. They're trying to create cap space to extend key players and bring in young talent, but it also shows they're willing to part with a franchise star to set themselves up for the future. It's a bold move, and it might raise some eyebrows among fans who still see Kittle as a cornerstone of their offense. But the NFL is a business, and sometimes trades like this are necessary to keep the team competitive in the long run. The Niners still have a talented roster, with Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams, but losing Bosa for the entire season is a huge blow. They'll need to rely on their depth and young players to step up, and this trade is a clear indication that they're prioritizing the future, even if it means saying goodbye to a fan favorite. Now, for the Chiefs, this move could be a glimpse into their supercharged future. Imagine a scenario where Kittle racks up close to 900 yards, serving as Mahomes' go-to target in key moments, especially in the red zone, where he's so reliable. His chemistry with Mahomes could evolve quickly, and we've seen how adding a top-tier tight end can elevate an offense dramatically. Think back to the impact of Gronkowski with Tom Brady. Kittle has that same potential to be a game-changer. His role as a red zone specialist, combined with Kels's presence, would create a dual tight end threat that defenses simply can't handle. And if the defense continues to improve, Kansas City could be heading toward yet another deep playoff run, with a real shot at reclaiming their Super Bowl throne. In the end, this trade is more than just a transaction. It's a strategic chess move by the Chiefs, who are clearly aiming to maximize their championship window. For the 49ers, it's a sign of rebuilding and adjusting to the injuries and salary cap realities. But one thing is certain, the NFL landscape is shifting, and these moves will have ripple effects across the league. We're talking about a franchise that's already a Super Bowl contender, and now, with the addition of a player like Kittle, the Chiefs might be even more dangerous than ever. The upcoming weeks are going to be fascinating. Watch how these teams adjust, how the players step up, and how the story unfolds. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. This is the kind of move that could define the season, so buckle up, because the NFL is never short of surprises, and the 49ers are right in the middle of it all.